Well, Happy New Year! This is the first event we have in 2016. And thank you for your support. Thank you for your championship, particularly on nutrition and food security. And we have been hosting this event for the last, how many years? Since 2002, as Catherine said. I'm so glad to see many of you here. I mean, you have come here almost every year. And I'm particularly happy to see some of the young, bright people here who can really continue to champion the nutrition and the food security forward. As Catherine said, well, this lecture is to commemorate the great contributions Dr. Forman made to international nutrition. You know, he has been instrumental in setting up this UN subcommittee on nutrition, in champion the nutrition into USAID's work, and to research programs in many US land-grant universities. And every year we have the family of Dr. Forman join us for the lecture. So here, let me just acknowledge the Dr. Forman's son, Kenan. Kenan is here, and his daughter, Sindra. Sindra is here. And more importantly, Sindra's daughter, right? So we can see the third generation from Dr. Forman's family in working on nutrition, in working on cutting hunger and poverty. So Kenan will soon give his welcome remarks as usual, as you have been doing that for the last 25 years. Now, so this year's lecture comes at a very pivotal time. So as we are faced with increasing threats to global food security and nutrition. So climate change combined with major floods and droughts related to El Nino. So we have seen the droughts and the floods in many parts of the world, in Africa, in Asia, and here in California, in this part of the world. Now we have seen the refugee crisis in Europe. So many people are beginning to move to Europe because of conflicts, because of the wars. But don't forget that the refugees are not just limited in Europe. There are many, many more refugees in Africa, in Middle East. However, we also have unprecedented opportunities to address these threats. The number one is in last September, the global leaders have committed themselves to SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, 17 goals. Particularly number one and number two goals to end extreme poverty. That's number one, and to end hunger and malnutrition, number two. So the leadership, the commitment from the global leaders, we have never seen before. The second is, yes, the leaders at the country level, leaderships at the country level. So we have seen strong commitments from, let's say, from Bangladesh, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Malawi, and beyond. Better data. So no, we are still working on the data, big data gap, but we have seen some better data over time. Again, I mentioned Bangladesh and Ethiopia, where IFPRI and many other research institutions have conducted household survey that covers the nutrition data. So we can monitor, track the changes on the undernutrition, particularly child stunting. And innovative technologies. I think Raj gave a talk here about 2 years ago, if I remember correctly, on the technology innovations, particularly from USAID, from CGIAR. So each year a speaker is selected to give the Martin Forman Lecture based on their significant contributions in enhancing nutrition on the global stage. So not just here and there, more at the global stage. So they are invited to present their personal and often unconventional, controversial views on how we can improve nutrition worldwide. So I would like to thank the members of our selection committee, Anne Paniston, I think she's there, Annenberg, I think she's sitting somewhere there, Marcia Griffins, I don't think she's here today, Mira Schicker, she's traveling, and Marie Rowe, the Division Director of IFPRI's Nutrition, Health, and Poverty Division, and Kenan. So you have been involved in selecting the speakers. Thank you very much. So today we are very honored, extremely honored to host Dr. Rajiv Shah the founder and a managing partner of Latitude Capital and a distinguished fellow at the Georgetown University School of Foreign Service. So it's just some blocks away from here. And he previously served as the administrator of USAID, so where he led nearly 10,000 staff in more than 70 countries and guided initiatives such as Feed the Future and the Power Africa, and directed the US government's response to global catastrophes like Haiti earthquake and Ebola epidemic, and transformed the USAID through creative public-private partnerships and application of innovative technologies. So I have engaged with Raj for the last 4 or 5 years, in many platforms in Davos, here in Washington. So I think his leadership is so critical for us to continue to champion our nutrition work. And Raj will focus on how leadership, data, and the technology can transform the global face of poverty to end hunger and malnutrition. So we're very excited to continue the tradition of the Martin Forman Lecture and look forward to what promises to be a very insightful and important discussion. And we will first hear from Canon Forman, the son of Dr. Forman, and then I'll give the floor to Dr. Shah for his lecture. So, Canon.